Hey shifters, it's Barb here. Today for our shift lift, I'm going to share something very personal. When I began my shift, it was all about changing the way we were eating, to understand the science behind all the problems that my family had been experiencing, and I'm sure you are as well. Experiencing troubles, I call them like battles, the enemy, whether it's diabetes or fibromyalgia, heart disease, Alzheimer's, battling cancer. You know, we're all in, I don't want to say the word combative, but we're all in our own personal battle, right? But what I found personally was not only did I need to shift what I was eating and how I was eating, but I also had to shift attitude. Yeah, I had noticed that as life started throwing me curveball after curveball after curveball, I kind of used the analogy of having a bag full of rocks. Another rock is loaded in my bag, and life got heavier and heavier, and I felt heavier and heavier emotionally. What happens when we have an attitude that is based in fear is oftentimes we close ourselves off to the world. We close ourselves off to the universe. You know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I recently have been paying attention to this even more. And I've been consciously opening myself back up, getting that attitude in place. And you know what happened? I met the most delightful gentleman. His name is Donald Sansala. And you're going to read about him in my article that I have with today's shift lift. But the change in attitude is so profound because it allows us to be, you know, more receiving of messages out there, whether it's the fact that you and I are now connected, you know, finding somebody else who gets us, maybe feels our personal pain. We each have our own set of troubles, and it is so liberating when we finally find somebody who shakes their head, nods, and maybe their eyes even tear up. They completely get where you're coming from. That's a beautiful thing. So think about attitude. Are you closed up and fearful? Are you open and, you know, ready to accept some answers that the universe is probably throwing at you? But I know, like myself, I was closing things off right and left. That's how our ego protects ourselves. We try to protect ourselves from feeling shame, or protect ourselves from not being that perfect person that we think everyone thinks we are. You know, allowing ourselves to just be who we are, where we are, what we are at this particular moment. Because guess what? You're exactly who and where you're meant to be at this particular time. You know, I had come across a wonderful kind of just a little life piece of wisdom. There's a concentration camp survivor by the name of Viktor Frankl. And I'm gonna put my glasses on here. He had said that the one freedom that no one can take away from you, the one freedom that no one can take away from you, is the attitude you take into a situation. Now you apply that to something like being a prisoner of war in unthinkable physical conditions. And we certainly can take that wisdom, that little bit of nugget of truth, and apply it to our own lives. Because guess what? When you give yourself permission to love yourself and permission to be the hero, be the hero of your own story, then you can be the hero for someone else's story. That's really what shift is all about. Shifting ourselves physically, shedding all those, drop those rocks, right? Get your body back to working the way it was designed to work. Reminding ourselves what it felt like to be 12 years old again. Yeah, we can regain that youthfulness by the way we shift. But permission to love yourself, be the hero of your own story, and then those ripples occur. We become the hero for somebody else's story. So today, you know, be thinking about that. And shift that attitude. Always here for you and to your shift.